Hey, 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 it's Blackjack. We're back playing Arcade Spirits New Challengers. We gotta find out who do we want to talk to next. I wonder if you're gonna have us just do an introduction of everybody. So I guess I will go here. I wonder how to say words. A woman in black drifts. A woman in black, like, drifts like a car. I was like, what is a black drift? Oh my god, Blackjack, get it together today. A woman in black drifts sharply around turn after turn in Fast Car 7, navigating her virtual car effortlessly down a winding mountain road. I should probably wait for her to finish up before approaching her. No need to be weird about this. So I'm content to watch out of the corner of my eye as she closes in on the end of the race, coming up hard and fast on a rival driver. There we go. I can't talk. I wonder if the other cars are online players or just AI chumps. Are there any online ready arcade games other than FOD2? There's so little I know about this stuff. The whole cabinet resembles a simplified driver's seat with steering wheel and gear shift and pedals and so on. I know diehard PC gamers who love racers have similar gear. But one thing strikes me as unusual. She isn't using the pedals. There's some sort of makeshift knob and lever system attached to the wheel, which indirectly pushes on the pedals. Is that normal for arcade games? Before I can ponder it further, her car slides sideways across the finish line. First place, fireworks, confetti, cheering, and she ignores it all because it's so easy. With her game complete, I approach while she climbs out of the seat and fetches her walking cane, leaning heavily on it, and she pushes herself up to standing with great effort. Her metal knee brace creaks as she does so. Man, living with any sort of, like, physical injury, or if it's a physical disability, for me it's injury. It's just like, breaking my leg was not fun. Having to wear stuff like that and the wear it puts on your body is just insane. Instinctively, I want to step up and offer to help her, but she's on her feet before I can do so. She then turns to face me, shifting the disability assist walking cane from hand to hand as she shifts her weight.
You want next? Been standing there a while.
That I have. Don't say something wrong, don't say something wrong, don't say something wrong, don't say something wrong, don't say blah, 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 blah. Say something wrong. There's no good answer. Oh, fantastic. I love this. I love being here. Okay. Say something wrong, say something monumentally wrong, say something so monumentally wrong that the results are visible from space, remain absolutely silent. There really is no good answer there, because, like, even being silent, it's like you're acknowledging that, like, something is, like, off, because, like, the normal thing to do is, like, hey, do you want next? It's like, yeah, sure, thank you. And, like, being silent about it is also weird. Like, because I know that, like, here, Lunazul just simply wants to interact, but I don't like this one, but I also don't like any of these, especially not this one. Blackjack, it's a video game. Just play it like it's a video game. Just say something so monumentally wrong that the results are visible from space. Oh my god. I hate everything here. The fuck is up with your legs? The appropriate response. Such an appropriate response. Oh my god, there's no shot. No shot of romance. It's over. We've done it. We've killed it. It's over. If romance. We're worried about romance. Friendship? Just, my god, Lunazul. Jeez. Whatever the results of this decision, no matter how steep my doctor's bill, I deserve the outcome and will accept it wholeheartedly. Yep. Gonna let that one slide, since clearly you've got this deer in headlights look about you. But that's your one get out of jail free card. Understood? Yeah, yep. Understood, man. Oh god, I am so sorry. Just remember, Blackjack, it's just a video game. She sighs deeply, reaching up to rub at her temples before responding.
Syringomyelia.
I actually don't know what that is. Syringo, what's it now?
Cysts in the spinal cord.
Oh shit.
Results in weakness or partial paralysis of the extremities. Varies from person to person. Weak legs and arms in my case. Joint pain. Some good days, some bad days. Used to carry an explanation on an index card. Had a stack of them. Would hand one out to anyone who hassled me, then walk away.
Yeah, I can't imagine that's a fun experience for people, because I know, like, there are some times where, you know, like, you work in service industry and some people have, like, certain either allergies or, well, I guess mainly it's allergies. You're not, well, I guess sometimes you are dealing with people with some sort of disabilities as well, but, like, they just simply, they're just like, here is a card, here is what I cannot eat, here is what we cannot do, X, Y, and Z, and it's gotta stink to, like, watch other people just, like, I guess go through what is normal, and it's just like, oh yeah, I can just explain it or do X, Y, and Z, but, like, instead for you, you just have to simply just, like, carry around, like, disposable index cards and just be like, here's an explanation, please don't be rude to me, and then, or just, like, go on about your business. I can understand how some people may become or come off jaded, or just be like, you know, if you're hassling me, just I don't want to be bothered, here's an explanation, I'm gonna go on about my life.
But figured that was too catty of me. Stop doing it. Better to just talk it out in the open than be dismissive.
That is very weird that I just said that, and then, like, and then, like, the next bit of dialogue, like, kind of, anyway.
You good with talking it out in the open, like adults? Or want to take another run at inserting foot into mouth?
Oh, yeah, no, I would love to try that again, please. Yes, I'm good with talking, thank you. Good.
Call me Jinx. One word, 4 letters. Nice and simple. And you are? Interesting
to see Jinx in a Raven color scheme and whatever. Jinx is probably my favorite character from the old Teen Titans show. Not the old one, but, like, the one that came out in, like, the mid-2000s? That sounds right. Jinx was my favorite character, but it's just interesting that, like, Jinx is reminding me more of Raven here. Lunazul, pleased to meet you, despite my fumble. Oof, I don't know if that was a fumble.
Takes more than one fumble to turn me away. Always willing to give benefit of the doubt. Don't worry about it.
Boy, that is a powerful skill to have.
What brings you to this little arcade? Not much going on here. Most folks come for the laundry or the pizza.
So I talked with Grace about joining your team, and now I'm going around asking for everyone's buy-in. Considering how I acted just now, you've got every right to tell me to hit the street. That is very, very true. She considers tapping her fingers along the handle of her crane. Joining Team GCF? Really? Why? Not the professional of a team, just a bunch of friends who play FOD2 and stuff. I know, and that's okay. At this point, I'd be happy to play in any team. I know I can't get where I want to be alone. I can feel you on that one. A situation like mine, you need to rely on others more than you want. Just have to accept the facts on the ground in the end. And thinking about it, might be fun to take a pro tour run. No way we would actually make it, but might be fun. Having Grace back your play certainly helps. She makes a great backup moral compass, and for when mine can't make point to karmic. What? I'm sorry. What? That brain did not register that sentence. She makes a great backup moral compass for when mine can't port to karmic north. There we go. Trust you aren't taking advantage of her. Or pressuring her into this. No, ma'am, not at all. If anything, I got pressured by her daughter. Then, okay, got my vote. Find me down here in the arcade more often than the others. Can do some practice scrims in FOD2 whenever you like, provided I'm not racing. Yeah, I'm getting the impression that everyone here has a side hustle. Side hustle? Just like having interest in another game is a side hustle. Some games they play as much as FOD2. She leans against the Fast Car 7 cabinet and taps the gas and brake control lever with her cane. Modify for me, all special like. Friend of Ben and Matt's did it for me. A techie named Naomi. Can't work with the pedals, no, but my arms still have some play, and hand controls take care of everything. Little harder, but I like a challenge. Not just a Fast Car 7 though. I think that's not just at Fast Car 7 though. Secretly, tweak this cab out to run all sorts of racing games. Probably a copyright violation, but so what? Hey, we support that here. We support that here. Why did I just say that? Like to mix up what I drive. Gets boring otherwise. Does it play Fast Cars 1 through 6, though? We don't talk about 6. We went over this. That's so nice of them to modify their game for you. That's actually the one I like. That's really swell of them, you know? Making an expensive mod like that just so you can play. I'm glad you can see this arcade is so supportive. Reasonable accommodations. Very reasonable. No, that's the legal term. The facility owner has to provide reasonable accommodations under law. That's why they have stools to stand on if you're short, noise-canceling headphones if you need them, quiet hours on Sundays for attention deficit gamers, stuff like that. But didn't they have to push real hard? Real hard on this. Ben and Matt are good people and knew just who to call to solve this problem for me.
Not bad at all.
Nice when folks are accommodating, not just because they have to be, but because they want to be. That is very true. There's a very, I think people don't understand that at times, that there is a very big difference between those two things. Doing something because you have to does not mean that the people who then put it in place care about the fact that that this thing is being done for you. Whereas somebody doing it because they want to do it actually actually does care about like your concerns and is doing it to then actually accommodate you, not just because it's a safety measure that they now have to put in place and it's like, oh well, we gotta follow the rules. You know what I mean? She pauses, considering me for one quiet moment.
What's your story anyway?
You know, I'm Luna Zool. Story.
What moves you? What makes you tick? Why you're so hyped for the Pro Tour that you're willing to trust an unknown team of casuals?
Because I would rather be a famous pro gamer than have to live a life where I have to work a job that I hate and actually, you know, be able to live doing something I actually genuinely enjoy.
If we're going to be teammates, I should know you better. You already know enough about me.
Is that a little too on the nose for Luna Zool?
Only fair I get to learn more about you. Figure out who I'm dealing with. Sets expectations rather than making assumptions. Makes sense, yeah?
Yeah, actually makes perfect sense. I wouldn't say I exactly know her heart and soul, but I guess she offered as much as she wants to, for now, and I think it's also fair that you should. She stands there patiently waiting for me to lay it all out for her. Well, I've been a hardcore gamer all my life. Going for that pro tour is the natural evolution of that. I think that's the nice way. That's the nicer way of saying what I said. Sitting on your butt playing FOD2 in your bedroom on a keyboard all day is boring. This seems more fun. Look, I'm putting myself on the line here. Approaching 6 total strangers. I have no idea how to answer that. I'm just gonna go with this because I feel like this is a lot closer to what the truth is. I can't say I'm a pro, but I'm as close to a pro as you can get while staying amateur. My day job sucks, my life sucks, but I love games. Oh my god, I mean, that's about as predictive of text as you can get. The way I see it, going for the gold, the ultimate gold, is just the next step on expressing that love. And I get that this team isn't exactly as diehard as me. Still, I think there could be something here, and I'm willing to try. She nods along, taking it all in. She seems the sort who likes to take plenty of time to listen, understand, and form a response before speaking. I have had to learn that over my life, which is why I actually kind of like that the voice actress for Jinx kind of, like, there were times where I'm just like, am I supposed to click here? Because it doesn't sound like her thought is finished, but at the same time there's a big pause. That's something I've actually had to learn over time, is that and sometimes people get annoyed with me when I do this. I will literally stop for maybe about 10 seconds when somebody asks me something so I can actually digest it first, and then think about like the response that I'm trying to give back. Because sure, I can be witty and snappy, but I have found that I have a much clearer answer and much clearer responses, and I actually convey what I'm actually thinking when I take that breather for a second and then communicate it. So that's actually kind of cool. I still need to get way better at it, but because I'm not gonna lie, my brain has been trained to be like, earlier in my life to just be like, all right, if they said something, you got to think of something like right then, right there and now. Like if they want an answer, you got to give the answer now. And it's like, no, you don't. You really don't, actually. Makes sense, yeah.
Sounds good here.
Can't even think of how to cross the finish line until you start the car. Won't promise you much out of this experience. Won't promise we can even be friends even. But if you're willing to try, I'm willing to try. Jinx shuffles around from foot to foot, clearly a bit tired from standing around.
See you later.
Okay, tiring out. think I'm gonna go take 5. Oh no. God, she's in pain. I don't like her being in pain. Good luck with the others. Try to keep your foot out of your mouth. You'll do fine. Roger. Thanks, Jinx. Lynx? That was awkward. Oh boy, was it ever. Well, awkward at first. Thankfully, I didn't nuke myself from orbit on that one. Oh boy, I thought you did. And things smoothed out considerably afterwards. In fact, no, I don't agree with this at all. Especially because a lot of people read me as cold when they meet me in person, and it's just, I'm not cold. No. She seems a thoughtful person, not quick to rush on to judgment on me. I mean, and she had every right to it. I think we'll get along just fine. That is one fierce woman, sharp dresser too. I like to get to know her a little bit better. I do agree with sharp dresser, yes. I don't feel that. I'm kind of more here. Like, I'm here with like a mix of here. We'll go there. There's a certain aura of cool control about her. She can be fierce, but knows when to be fierce. And if I can't drive her if I can't drive her away over an accident like that, the accident is a nice way of putting a catastrophe. I think we'll do well as teammates. Okay, who do we talk to next? I guess we'll leave her for last and just go here. I stride into the laundromat, ready to introduce myself. However, I'm getting the feeling the person I'm approaching doesn't want to be approached. They're completely glued to their phone, earbuds in, head down, facing the screen, watching intently. Only breaking eye contact from the screen to briefly fold something from the laundry pile next to them. I try waving to them, a simple hello, but nothing's doing. They continue folding and watching and folding. Why really be able to obtain my dream if my team members are way more interested in cleaning clothes than cleaning house? I awkwardly shift my weight while I awkwardly debate the pros and cons of tapping them on the shoulder. I don't want to scare them, but I do need to talk to them. You can do this, Lunazul, and I take a deep breath into steady myself. I'm about to very politely place a finger on their shoulder when, blinking, they look up and our eyes lock. It feels like I'm being deep analyzed. Deep analyzed? Why did I? Okay, because I saw peer deep behind there, and my brain just said, oh yeah, that's where that goes. Feels like I'm being analyzed, as if they're able to peer deep into my soul and read my personal character stats. Huh? Oh, hello. I'm here about...
Hold on a sec. I can't really hear you over the game.
Which game? They remove their earbuds one at a time.
It's the Beginning 6 tournament. I'm streaming it on my phone. I can tell by the way you're looking at me, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Let me explain.
I know, I want to interrupt. I know what tournament they're talking about, but they keep on rolling, and I don't want to be rude, especially to a new potential teammate. This is a bad characteristic I used to have, and I probably still do have, honestly. Sometimes when I feel like I'm talking about something and I don't think the other person knows, well, I either go in 2 modes, and the second mode is now something that I think I've picked up over the years because it just feels like I know I'm exhausting a topic. I will either over-explain and then just be like, okay, here is systematically how this thing works and everything that goes on into it. Or if I feel like it's too much of a stress to do it, I'll just be like, it doesn't matter, you don't really care. And none of those things are necessary, and that thing isn't even necessarily true. The person might care, but they just might not care on the same level that you do, you know what I mean? Beginning is a West Coast tournament that happens every year at this time. Mostly they focus on the original FOD. However, this year they put in FOD 2, first major one we've seen. Since Fist of Discomfort 2 is only a few years old, players are still figuring out how to break the game, find cool combos, see what's OP. They haven't even settled on a good tier list yet. Yes, yesterday I stumbled upon a glitch with Tomokaze that basically makes her unstoppable. I tried to recreate it in training mode, but I just couldn't. Now I'm really hoping to see someone pull it out during this tournament. I explained to somebody a few days ago. They're like, they were asking me like, oh, well, what kind of games do you play? And I'm like, well, I like RPGs and visual novels. And usually if I'm playing something competitive or like I'm playing a sports game or something like that, my goal is to try to break the game so that I can understand its like limitations and whatnot. So it's very interesting to see somebody with a similar mindset. I blink in response.
You probably don't really care about Fist of Discomfort 2. You probably don't even know what I'm talking about.
Okay, I don't have anxiety that bad about, like, I never default to that. It's either I'm just like, whatever, it doesn't matter, or I have explained it and now you know.
I'll let you do your laundry. Sorry.
Didn't even have laundry. No, I care about FOD2. I really, really care about FOD2. I play it all the time.
Oh, okay. Wow. I honestly wasn't expecting that. Cool. By the way, I'm Rhapsody.
I'm Rosa, but I go by Lunazul. Maybe you've seen that handle before on the leaderboards? Lunazul. Rhapsody pauses, chewing on their lower lip, putting my name through the databases of their mind. Nope, never heard of you, sorry. Oof, that's tough. That's like when I used to play Guitar Hero, and I mean, like, listen, if you weren't top like 10 or top 20, nobody really knew who you were. And I was like top 200, but it was like I could full combo a number of songs on Expert, and I would give people some work, and then but I would know like when somebody was just like that step above me. Yeah, I think this is what Lunazul is experiencing right now. Hey, buddy, I'm sorry. You're only like top 200. Nobody knows who you are. Oops. No matter. Well, Lunazul, since you aren't here to do laundry, why are you here? We don't get many other gamers here besides the occasional rando and, of course, our little team. Actually, I'm here to join the team. Grace said I could join, so I did. I'm the new teammate. Oh, really? Grace said that? I know Grace accepted me, but what if Rhapsody rejects me? Then what? Congratulations! It's not every day someone wants to join our motley crew, and fewer that we actually accept. They often scoff at our aloofness and leave to never return. I'm not gonna lie, I would love to kind of join this ragtag bunch here, because at least it's just like, hey, it's fun and like relaxing. And it's like, hey, here are people that just enjoy games, and it doesn't matter what game you enjoy. It doesn't have to be a competition. But I'm glad Grace gave you the pass. Even if like Lunazul's goal at the end of the day is to be competitive, like it doesn't feel like a competition amongst the team. I've been looking for some fresh blood to train. Train? You want to train me? Rhapsody goes back to nonchalantly folding clothes while they speak. I've taught many people to play Fist of Discomfort, but I already know how to play. Yes, but the difference between them and you is their pro status. That is a very, very, very fair point. I've already had a few disciples climb that ladder to victory. Knowing the basics is a great start, but have you perfected your play? I know every hitbox. I know every combo. I know how to abuse the programmed code so that you can destroy your enemy every time. To be frank, I know everything about FOD2. Maybe I don't know everything about FOD2, but it's not like I'm going in cold. I've got years of experience. Do I really need training so bad? Yes. Unfortunately, yes. The amazing thing about gaming, life, anything, any experience that you do is that, yes, you can always learn something. You can always still learn something. Training your body to learn new things will always make you better. Even as I have bartended for over a decade now, there are still like little tips, little things that I learn, how to handle certain bottles, even adjusting to like differences in my body and becoming faster while not necessarily moving as fast. Muscle memory, things like that. Yes, you're always going to need training. Always. Still, always more I can learn. If they're willing to teach, I'm willing to be taught. And odds are I can teach them a few tricks of my own in exchange, which could also be true, yes. Senpai, your kohai is ready. Teach me. I'm going to need to borrow your brain for a few weeks. Sure, let's be funny. Oh, I was not expecting that. I thought that was the funny option. Huh. Good to show respect to anyone who can take my talent and mold it to perfection. I get down on all fours and prostrate myself in front of Rhapsody. How is that not the funny option? How? What? I was not expecting that to be... Okay. I am ready to learn. Show the destruction of fists unknown. Rhapsody picks me up from the ground and dusts off my shoulders and is like, what are you doing? Simmer down there, Lunazul. No need for such brash behavior. You need a calm and collected mind in the future to truly succeed. This is great having a training partner. Having a training partner could help me get to the next level, and maybe we can inspire Team GCF to join us on this adventure too. We should play sometime. Like now? How about right now? Oh, I got laundry. They've got laundry. Rhapsody looks down, a strand of their hair hiding their face. I don't really play FOD. Oh. You just enjoy really watching people play, and you understand a lot of the mechanics and stuff. So, okay. This is actually interesting. What? I prefer to watch, to instruct, to cheer on my friends. And now I'm back to wallowing it down. No. I love this actually, because I think sometimes people don't understand how, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. The internet exists. We have Twitter where everybody wants to backseat you and tell you everything. And you know, they think they constantly have the answer, but there are some people that do have a very good skill of just being able to sit back and watch, and even if they themselves don't feel like they can do that particular work or that job or that art, there are certain things that they notice where they can pick up and be like, hey, add this here or add this or do this, and they know how to mold someone. And that is probably what we're dealing with right now. And that's kind of awesome, because there's definitely a place for people like that. I've met one person who seems to understand FOD2 on the same wavelength as myself, and they don't even play. Perhaps I should clarify a little. Yes, do that.
Right when FOD2 launched, I was recruited on a professional team. Team play to win.
A team that Roja Loca joined?
It wasn't at all what I expected. I wanted a team, a group of friends. Instead, I got a super aggro team, always trying to prove themselves with a better than the rest attitude. It was gross. I was ostracized because I wasn't competitive enough. They all pushed each other real hard, too hard. I refused to join in their unhealthy behaviors, and so they kicked me out. In the end, I wasn't good enough. Sure, they win almost all the time, so I guess they've got that going for them. But they're all a bunch of no good, hyper-aggressive people who end up toxifying our community.
Boy, I have a lot of thoughts about that. Not just not because like I want to make like a counter argument against what Rhapsody is saying. No, that's not it at all. I feel like that applies to a lot of different communities, not even necessarily like gaming, or like this also applies to sports. Oh, this really applies to sports. But yes, like and I think people sometimes don't understand why I tell people, like, sometimes I just tell people, just chill out. Like, it's nothing is that serious. Like, we're supposed to be having fun here. You can be competitive in nature. I can understand sometimes being upset about some things. The feeling of losing never feels like, doesn't necessarily feel good. But I think when people take that competitive nature of sports or gaming or anything like that to a personal level, and it has to become like really, really aggressive, is where you can see some of the worst of it. And sometimes communities like that weirdly attract a lot of people, and that just kind of becomes like a weirdly normative position then, that it's just like, oh, it has to be this way. Like, I have to, like, if you're a fan of like a sports team or whatever, it's just like, I must cheer for this team. This is my team. That I, if you're not a part of this team, then like, like you're the worst person ever. Oh, you just finally started liking these players. Well, when did you like this guy? Can you name anybody who was like in the past like 10 years on this team? It's just like, just relax. Sports, chill out. Gaming's like that too. It's just games. Just picking up a controller. Everybody goes at their own speed. Have fun with it.
The scene would be better off without them.
I hope Aurora Luca is able to stay above all that. I wonder if she'll be okay there.
After they tossed me out of the team house, I just...
Damn, they had a house?
Don't have the heart to dive back in professionally.
I can understand. They had a house. That's housing, bruh.
But that doesn't mean I'm not a part of Team Good Clean Fun. I'm here to stay.
So then if you don't play anymore, what do you do? Oh, I shoutcast matches. So you yell at your teammates and cast them out if they fail you? Wait, casting. You do the play-by-play voiceover. Yes, I was like, Ludazel, what? Correct, sorry. Shoutcast comes from the earliest software used for it. Kind of an old school term. And as the eldest here, I tend to use the language I grew up with. Alright, I'm now gonna guess Rhapsody is... third... third, and then just don't put a number on it. Third. I'm like a sports announcer. Give the audience updates and introduce. Giving the audience updates, introducing useful stats about the match, and building up the hype by yelling "Goal!" I'm that person, except replace sports with esports. Yeah, I get it. This is true. This is true. I mean, I've done that. You know, I would love to see a day, and I don't know if this really happens, but I would love to see a day that, like, someone who's calling a game, like, as they're, like, calling it, they realize something, and then they pick up on it, and then, I know that there are, like, sometimes, like, you'll hear a coach on there, who will sit there and, like, discuss as the game is going on, like, oh, hey, like, oh, they're realizing this switch is happening now, and now all of a sudden they're just like, defensively they're playing a lot, like, because a lot of times, like, when people just like digest sports casually, even if they want to pretend like they know everything, they always go down to like, oh, it's all about how this player performs, and meanwhile, like, the guy on commentary is just like, well, actually, it's really smart what they're doing here. They're deciding to, like, commit, like, these two guys to go ahead and defend this one particular guy, which then opens up the floor for this other guy who seems like he's having a breakout game, but what's really happening is that the team is setting up X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? And I wonder if, like, people who don't have that knowledge and also announce, like, they may not have, like, coaching experience, also begin to pick up on those things, or if it's not as important to them. I'm not really sure. I see. So by watching and announcing all the matches, not only do you have to know everything, you also learn new things as you watch. You got it. Plus, I really enjoy getting people excited for a game I love so dearly. Suddenly there was a beeping noise, and for once it's not Iris. My laundry! I forgot all about it. That's the timer for the next load. Listen, it was great chatting with you, Lunazul, but these socks won't find their matches themselves. Don't worry, mine's never do. You should go and introduce yourself to the rest of the team. They're all good folks, if not a bit interesting in their own way. You'll see what I mean. But don't forget to come find me later when you're ready to start your training.
Catch you later.
Rhapsody smiles, waves me off, and returns their focus back to their laundry. Shoutcaster, eh? All the announcers I've watched always have a full E-tank and 110% non-stop power, but Rhapsody's so chill. Too chill to fit the profile. They didn't even have to raise their voice once. However, they do know a ton about FOD2, which is advantageous to that for that profession. And how could I forget that they want to teach me? I'm officially hot for teacher. Seriously, announcer doesn't... No, come on. Rhapsody will be a fun person to learn some hot tips from. I think I'm here. I'm excited to be around someone that shares the same passion for FOD2 that I have. I hope that Rhapsody shows me some great strats to defeat my enemies. With those, perhaps I can take down Roja Loca a couple of notches. Maybe I'll even get the chance to hear them shoutcasts. Okay, alright, so the last one is who we ran into at the beginning. I approached the young woman busy playing the elaborate name Metalgeddon for Rise of Steel. She doesn't notice my approach. She's too engrossed in laying waste to the pixelated post-apocalyptic robot hordes. I may not know much about arcades, but I think I've heard of this sort of game. Light guns, right? I shoot light or something? No clue how it works. But one thing I'm pretty sure of is that she's using both the Player 1 and Player 2 guns at the same time. That means she has good dexterity. Despite the ridiculousness of that John Woo style, she's landing every shot. I should probably wait for her to finish, but just lurking without at least a single word is probably not cool at all. Hey,
Die!
And then she's just tapping her foot, impatiently waiting for the boss robot to do something other than stand around posing.
Ugh, I hate this RNG boss fight. Either send drones in a predictable pattern, or don't bother sending them at all.
Zapper doesn't like unfamiliar territory.
I mean, can you believe this shit? It's 20 and game designers are still relying on quarter-munching RNG in their games.
Fair.
Like, they don't give a crap about consistent pacing and excitement. It's totally okay for, like, 7 drones to hit at once and then nothing for 15 seconds, huh? Boring.
Fair.
But honestly, I feel worse for the speedrunners. I've got a cousin who's got the world record time on MG3, but it took hundreds of tries to get a perfect cycle.
Oh yeah, you know what's actually funny? I'm not a speedrunner. I would love to just try it for fun one day, but like speedrunning is an interesting thing to watch when you see like the run, like having to see like all the hundreds and hundreds of runs. To me is like a little tedious to have to watch, but like to see like the one is like super impressive because as long as you acknowledge the previous runs that had to go into it, it makes it even more fun.
Finally, more drones. About time.
Well, I just stare on in silent confusion. Finally, after laying waste to the metal minions of the Metal-Getting Metal Lord, wow, that was a mouthful, and I got through that one, considering I can't read today. She spares me a glance over her shoulder.
Who are you?
Whomst? Apparently she doesn't remember me in the slightest from when she literally ran into me earlier. Okay. Hello there, I'm Lunazul. I'm new here. Very pleased to meet you. I am the Metal Lord, here to register a complaint about... Okay, I like this one. I don't care. I don't care. Impudent fleshling, I am the Metal-Getting Metal Lord, and I have a sternly worded letter of complaint regarding your disparaging of my drones. How dare you slander the Metal Lord? My lawyers will hear of this. Cute. She resumes lasering down. You know what? I would have actually. Okay. She would have instantly won me over if she said that. It was cute, and then just like pointed the zapper at me and shot one, and then immediately went back to the game. I would have been like, okay, fine. Just hands down, you have won the romance competition. Game over. But the competition is still open now. She resumes lasering down robots, but with a big grin on her face as she keeps chatting with me. So what's your deal anyway? Right, I've already won Grace's favor. If I can keep that ball rolling, I can make this official. Here we go. Best foot forward, make the best possible impression. All the worst answers. Oh, never mind. I talked with Grace about maybe joining your FOD team, and... Sure, okay. Sounds fun, you're in. What? Seriously? She finishes up her game, holstering the player 1 and 2 light guns before turning to face me properly. Seriously. We're pretty much stuck in a rut right now, not chasing down FOD2 glory like we oughta, in my opinion. Maybe having someone else on the team willing to take things head on would be the swift kick in the ass Team GCF needs. Alright, she may be also winning me over with the slight bit of vulgarity. Just a teeny bit. Like, you know, it's like a little enhancer. She also gives me a good look over, head to toe, and nods and smirking approval. Helps that you're a hottie. I mean, oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, well, I mean, well, this is not help. Oh, no. Uh-oh. I mean, I can't be providing all the hotness for this team alone. It gets tiring. So why not? You and I, two of a kind. Let's do this. That was suspiciously easy, but I guess I shouldn't complain. Never kick a gift horse in the mouth. Thanks? Thank you?
Yeah.
Don't mention him. We fisters gotta stick together. Yeah. Fisters, are we not doing phrasing anymore? What? I like little nicknames, so sue me, but fine, we'll do phrasing. I can do phrasing. So is that why it's called Team GCF? Because you like things short and snappy? Nah, our team doesn't really have a kind of official name. It's a, what'd you call it? Working title. I take it Grace told you about our little gang of weirdos? More or less. Honestly, we're barely a team. I've been pushing for us to really get on top of this stuff, but I'm just 1 out of the 6. Okay, so 2 out of 7 isn't exactly a majority either, but it's still 1 more than I had before.
You know I'm down.
So if my friends want you in, I'm down with that. You're in. Dunzo. They're good people, and I know I can trust their judgment. Besides, I don't really sit around and ruminate. I see something that looks fun, I go for it. 9 times out of 10, I'm rewarded. And the 10th time? I crash and burn with a valuable learning experience as my reward. Also a good thing. So yeah, I'm impulsive as fuck. I mean, they're just throw Zapper harder at me, please. But I'm not completely reckless. I'm just not willing to let an opportunity slip out of fear of what might go wrong. I'm cool with newcomers joining our clique. Anything to liven up the party a bit. And then she pauses, as if trying really hard to remember something she forgot.
Oh, right. I forgot to tell you my name. Duh.
Yeah, she's this ready and willing to sign me on as a partner in crime, but totally forgot basic introductions.
Name's Zapper, as in the great-granddaddy of all light guns. As in zappa, 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 kapow! You know.
I don't, in fact, know exactly what she's referencing. What she's referencing. PC games have never had plastic gun controllers. Fair point. And I'm Lunazul, which I told you before exactly.
Pleased to meet you. You seem kind of fun.
Exactly, actually. I just realized I read that wrong. Also was noted, a hottie, meaning you and I could hit the streets and run this whole town if we wanted to. She declines to specify if we'd be a hottie tag team or a mixed doubles affair in this particular scenario. You want to go a few rounds against the Metal Lord? I can give you some tips. Tip number 1, trigger discipline. And don't look down the barrel. That's tip 2. Tip 3 is hand sanitizer, because kiddies love this game, and they got gross hands. And kids are always sticky. They are always sticky. Before she goes too deep into her list, I decide to clarify a point. Can't say I've ever played one of these games before, but I played plenty of first-person shooters on my PC. Basically the same thing, right? No. Not really, no. Light gun romps are on rails. They sweep you through a scene like a Hollywood camera director. Way more exciting. And instead of nudging a mouse less than 2 centimeters and clicking, you gotta aim and fire a physical gun. If your aim sucks, you suck. Okay, I'll grant you that you have no control over your movement. I grant you that having no control over your movements means it's a little less tactical and strategic, but oh, fuck tactic strategery stuff. I prefer an adrenaline rush and... Wait, you mean you never played a light gun game? You're just a PC gamer? Crap, my arcade newbiness is leaking through. Curse my computer-based gaming heritage. I expect her to mock me endlessly for being a know-nothing doofus, but... Oh man, I've never talked to a newbie in ages. This will be great.
Aw, yeah.
Half the fun of being an arcade gamer is sharing what you love with newbies. Most people I talk to are veterans that are not easily impressed. So you won't rake me over the coals for being a noob? You kidding? There's nothing better than a warm, supple arcade virgin. I think at that point you just do a shot, right? Like you just do, right? Like that's the only thing that happens here. like what? Like Zapper, you want to get some drinks afterwards? Jesus, just lay it on even harder. Cheers. Yeah, okay. That was that was a step too far. Whatevs. Walk it back. Begin again. My point is, I think you'll have a blast learning all this stuff, and I'd be happy to be your guide.
But I have one question for you, and this is absolutely, utterly important, so consider your words carefully.
Uh-oh. Oh boy. My anxiety spikes briefly as I nod for her to continue.
Can you be awesome?
Yeah, I think I can. Awesome in what way? Lunazul is so uncomfortable.
In every way. I don't give a fuck about win-loss rating. What I care about is being awesome. I need someone who can be just as awesome as I am, ready to pull the risk-taking, high-flying, stylish moves, both in-game and in real life.
Alright, so Zapper's getting the heart after this.
Think you can get on my level?
Well, now. I can be deadly serious about my game of choice. Awesome is my middle name and my last name. Let's go with it. I think you're underestimating just how fucking awesome I am. Oh, there we go. Okay, we got it out of Lunazul. Let's go. I start every morning by somersaulting out of my bedroom window. Okay, I mean, that's intense. Then I chug a bottle of Sunny D, do a wicked kickflip over a pit of tigers, flying straight into the sun. So yeah, I can be awesome. Her face lights up like a zillion firecrackers going off at once. Yeah, it's like, I think it's happening. I think it's happening. I think it's happening. I think it's happening. You and I, we're gonna get along just fine. Satisfied, she steps back from my personal space. I'm thankful for getting some breathing room back. Sorry, I could come on a bit strong, I know. I think we have different definitions of a bit, but it's cool. It's cool. I'll admit it though, I'm surprised to hear someone with Pro Tour aspirations is so focused on style. What happened to play to win? Isn't the whole point of playing the game to, you know, beat the opponent and win the match?
Eh.
I hate that phrase. I hate that whole concept. Play to win. What a joke. Remember back when Silent Blade could slash dash you over and over in an infinite combo? Cheap as hell, pathetic, but technically legal since the game allowed it. If you aren't using Silent Blade infinite loops, you aren't playing to win. If you aren't playing, let me do a mocking voice. If you aren't using Silent Blade infinite loops, you aren't playing to win, they told me. You can't call it cheap, only scrubs ignore effective tactics.
This is so f***ed up.
But it was boring to watch, and it was just frustrating seeing all these serious-minded optimization junkies content to loop each other to death. Yeah, yep, I agree with this take. And the makers of FOD2 even agreed because they patched it out. Ha! Eat it, jerkos! Me, I don't play to win. I play to be awesome. I play to have fun. Do I like winning? Hell yeah. I mean, who doesn't? But I'm gonna do it my way, or I won't do it at all. Yep. And anyone who calls me a scrub because I play how I wanted to play can get fucked. Perhaps realizing she's been going off on a rant, Zapper dials it back a bit after that. Sorry, I speak from the heart. Only way I know how to live.
Later.
Hey, I need to try and get one more MG4 run in before the after-school rush hits this place. We'll talk later, okay? Sure thing. Have fun smashing up robots and stuff. Okay, you metal bastards, round 2. I leave Zapper to her unending quest to put laser blasts through the slowly trundling chrome skeleton men and depart. That was awesome. No, wrong, no, awesome is the word. Well, I mean, it was intense too, but as for my thoughts on this new teammate, well, that wasn't even necessarily the thing. That wasn't even necessarily the thing. I'm curious what these other options say. Not sure if I like her in-your-face attitude. No, like, people don't understand. Like, there are weirdly two behaviors that, like, are completely diametrically opposite to each other that, like, I really work very well with. It is completely shy and, like kind of like, natured, like nervous. Like, for some reason, like, that works very well with me. And then the other side of it, which is just, like, kind of in your face and, like, let's go kind of attitude, like, also works well with me. Like, it's very, very weird. Like, the in-betweens of all of that are, like, I think the closer you get to, like, the middle of a normal person, I'm just like, ugh. But, like, the more you get to, like, the outside of it, it's, like, the more excited I get about a person. Not sure I like her in-your-face attitude. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. There are some people who are in-your-face where it's just, like, obviously back off. But, like, in terms of, like, the general spectrum of that attitude, the more in-your-face, the better. I kind of like that. It's too try-hard edgelord. No. This is not try-hard edgelord. No. I'm sure this game will give us a try-hard edgelord. Still, I'll try to make it work for the sake of the team. Intense but fun. Hang around her will be a blast, no doubt about it. And she's eager for the Pro Tour, which helps. I'm not used to people calling me a hottie. Who am I kidding? Zapper's a sports car cruising down the open road with no brakes. I wouldn't say she has no brakes, but Zapper has brakes but doesn't use them unless she absolutely needs to. Blasting high-intensity rock music with a convertible top down, and I'm into that. Kind of helps that she seems to be in love with, be into me too. In love with me? Oops, the Freudian slip. I've never been called a hottie before. It's not exactly a classical sonnet of love, but so what? Feels good. I think I may end up spending more time with her to get a little bit more of that in my life. We'll see. And that finishes all the introductions. Spending so long indoors, soaking in the smell of detergent, pepperoni, and brass tokens. I mean, the pepperoni part's good. Love pepperoni. You know what? Maybe that's what I'll get today. Maybe I'll get, like, a large pepperoni pizza. And brass tokens has been draining, so I decided to step out and get some fresh air. Fresh air and a moment of reflection. I'm still a bit confused. The team's barely a team. It's a ragtag bunch of individual friends without any cohesive direction. I left the apartment this morning hoping to live out my dream of being an FOD2 champion, but that's not a dream they all share with me, right? It doesn't matter. They don't have to necessarily share that dream. You could still work towards that dream and be a part of this team. So why exactly did Iris lead me here? I think I'm owed some answers by this point. Iris, got a moment? Sure thing, what's up? It's time to get real, Iris. Why have you not made my dream a reality within the 2 hours that I spent playing this game? I deserve the truth, Iris. Why Team GCF? This just isn't adding up. Help me understand. They'll be great friends, but I still need a team. I'm glad to join their Brady bunch, but it's not what I asked for. I think that one's up front, but like the like not too much. Yeah, like just why? What's the deal, Iris? I asked for a team to take me on the road and conquer the Pro Tour, and you let me to the Burger King Kids Club. I like that they could actually, I know they have the trademark it, but still, it's kind of cool that they actually got to just put that in there. Okay, so Zapper and Rhapsody are 100% down for it. A few are 50-50 on the idea, but I was hoping for a smoother ride than this, all the way to the top. Listen, the ride is never smooth. The ride is never smooth. Nothing is ever smooth. Even if you feel like as someone who's done YouTube for 10 years, and I luckily got instant popularity, just because of, like, for me, it was timing and the content that I was trying to create, and kind of like at that time my attitude was like, man, I wanted to fight against like a certain type of content creation and provide like a different sort of one. Instantly blew up as a result of it. However, also the timing was terrible for me because I was going under ACL surgery. Had to go fix my leg. I lost my job. There was a lot of things that ended up happening that also kind of like was a bump in the road. Nothing is ever a smooth ride to, well, I don't want to say nothing ever is. Sometimes it is just a smooth ride to the top. But in most cases, if you're just like the 99% of people out there, it's never a smooth ride. There's always a bump in the road. There's always something weird that happens. And, you just work through it. You do your best to just make out of it what you can. Because if you get too absorbed into wanting to get to the top, you're not going to focus and bring any fulfillment for yourself out. And honestly, I would rather just kind of be like mid-tier happy than stress myself out worrying about needing to be the greatest. You know what I mean? I think you owe me an explanation. Iris pauses before responding. Tell me, why do you want to win the Pro Tour so badly? What do you mean, why? It's the pinnacle to reach for. It's the Pro Tour Championship. Why wouldn't I want that? Except, before this championship existed, you were content to play on an amateur level. It's not about the glory or even your childhood dream, is it? So, why? Why do you need this victory so badly? I understand that we're answering this from Lunazul's perspective, but I actually, none of these, no. Because at the end of the day, I mean, like, for me, gaming-wise and entertainment-wise and creating content is something I genuinely enjoy doing, and I love producing it. It's why I have so many ideas right now that are just, like, are sitting up on a document right now for me to go ahead and create. There's still some stuff that I have backlog right now that I'm trying to, like, push out, and the only reason it's not out yet is because I just haven't had the time to do it because I went through birthday getting, where all my friends just decided to have a birthday within like the same 2 weeks. So I kind of put off some time to go ahead and deal with that, and now I'm here creating again. But it's not to necessarily get to the top. I want like my content creation to get to a place where I can live comfortably and just focus on that and let that be my life, because that to me that's a fun life. That is actually a fun life to me. I will gladly deal with the stresses of it if it means that I don't have to go into the doing constant service industry stuff. You know what I mean? As much as and don't get me wrong, I enjoy bartending. I love doing it. And I think some people, when they get the chance to actually see how much I care and love about like crafting drinks and doing stuff like that, they see my passion for it. But at the same time, it's just like it's not what I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to be in a creative realm. It's the same reason why at some point I want to write not necessarily a book, maybe a book, but like I want to create some sort of story that maybe can be turned into like a cartoon or a movie or something like that. There's just so much more than just like wanting to get to the top. I just want fulfillment at the end of the day. And maybe this is fulfillment for Luna Azul, honestly. So I don't want to be too judgmental about it. Because I can do it, I can win, so I will. Who doesn't want to be the best they can be? I agree with that, actually. That may be where I go. I kick ass, may as well keep kicking. Since what is a bad thing? Okay, we'll go with that. Everyone's trying to be their best selves, right? To really live up to their potential. That's me. I'm being my best self. It makes me happy to reach for the gold and see it through. It's a good thing. Why shouldn't I have confidence in myself? It's not about wanting to win a game, it's about why you want to win the game. The truth behind the dream. Yep. And I'm sorry to say, I calculated your truth from your own words posted to social media. Just so you realize that I'm not making this up, let me quote some of these back to you. The words are in her voice, but I'm definitely the one who wrote them, as she echoes these short messages back to me. I can't believe I wasted all day practicing and then lost that invitational. What's the point? One more day of converting calories into ladder points. I swear this will be worth it in the end. I still remember how proud they were when I came home with that trophy. It felt so good. Okay, you miserable little piece of shit. If you think you're such hot shit, then 1v1 me. I'm not gonna lie. Teenage me, like early teenage me, like maybe 13-year-old me, probably this person, probably this person, a little bit, not completely this, but just a little bit. I still remember how proud they were when I came home. It felt so good. Yeah, I don't have too many moments of that. I've had this feeling way more than any of these feelings. Especially because like I would work like super hard, and it's just like I do remember having the feeling of like being like winning in competitive sports, or like was like the key thing, because I got like, okay, so like in actual sports I got picked on a lot. I got picked on a lot doing that, so it was kind of like, even if I I thought I was an okay athlete at best. And even then, it just kind of felt like it wasn't enough. So like when I got to like enter into a world of like, doing competitive, I don't want to say esports, but like competitive gaming, where it's like, oh, I can actually practice this, get good at it, and then like all of a sudden I'll show up at a tournament and show how good I am, and then like, you just get like completely smashed once you enter a tournament. It's just like, oh, why did I spend my time doing this? That's more of a feeling I felt. 10-hour marathon practice run, all focused on how to counter the current meta, and I have a 12th place finish to show for it. If you put in the work and make the right moves, you should find success. It stands to reason. Otherwise, what's the point? Have I really wasted my life? Do I have nothing other than this? If I don't have this dream, what do I even have? I try to compose myself to speak rationally in my defense. I'd been awake for 20 hours running when I wrote that. Obviously, I have more going on in my life than just winning all the time. But Iris shakes her head at my words, seeing right through them, and explains.
In your heart, you feel that if you aren't constantly winning, you must be a loser, a fraud, an imposter.
That is a very true feeling to have. How is it that like arcade spirits all the time somehow like hit you in the right places?
This isn't even the only time you talked about it. I could cite more examples if you like.
No, please. No more digging through my... I don't like you digging through my data like that. I don't want to be called out any more than you already have, Iris.
Nearly all of your social media communication is related to your gaming habits. Not your job, or family, or friends. This is all you have. All you feel you have. You've built up so much of your dream around this game. Around winning this game, that your whole self-worth is tied into it.
I think this also can be branched off to when people do not understand why people sometimes break away, or when people have the desire to like not even necessarily break away. They may get famous for doing one particular thing, and then you find out like they have different interests, and people are just like, why don't you go back and do that? And it's like, no, I have other interests and other things in my life that I want to do, or just like, I don't want to spend my life just being this, this person who just plays this one game, and that's the only thing my life can be measured in. You know, games come and go. But you know, the friends that you make, and you know, the time that you want to spend with other people and all that, you know, it's way more worth it than, you know, just tying yourself into one thing.
And I think you see the obvious problem with that. I hope.
I pause, feeling rather attacked when my own phone lays into me. But there's sympathy in her digital voice, not accusation. She doesn't want to call me out, she wants me to call myself out.
What do you think will happen if you join the Pro Tour and fail to make it all the way to an ultimate victory? How would you react?
Come on, I can't fail. I'm championship material in the making. I have to win. I have to.
And that's the problem. You have to win. You're putting your self-esteem on the line every day you compete. Wanting to win a video game is fine. It's a good thing. And I'm certainly not arguing against having a dream and making it happen. But it's not healthy to gamble your self-esteem at the same time, tying them both together. Do you dream of winning? Or are you just terrified of losing and feeling pain? I could sense that when I analyzed you. I may be code instead of flesh and blood, but I'm an empathy engine at heart. But I couldn't just say that outright. You wouldn't have believed me. So I had to lead you here. To people who can help you find something more to reach for while also reaching for victory. And you can help them, too. The goal of any Irish should be to help as many people as possible.
She smiles up at me, hopeful that I'll understand her words. For example, Grace wants to achieve her dreams, but they're hopeful dreams to help the world through science. You could also come to see victory as a way to uplift others, sharing it with your friends and your community. Now, that said, if all you want to be is Lunazul, destroyer of scrubs, I'm not going to force you down this path. The Legend of Lunazul will be yours to do with as you... The Legend of Lunazul will be yours to do with as you please. Uninstall me and I'll bother you no further. You have free will. But if you're also Rosa Tamarin, who's desperate to fill the hole in her heart with victories, please consider staying with Team GCF for your own sake. And I'll help you any way I can on this path. That's crazy how they use you choosing your username and then calling you out as your actual name. That's very interesting. I'll turn myself off now. Give yourself time to think. If we never speak again, no, I won't take it personally. Thank you. Is that an actual option? No, there's no way they would actually give you the option to turn Iris off, right? This is a joke, right? A sick, weird joke. All day long, I've been focused on it, savoring it, wanting this team situation to work out so I can get more of it. Winning. Every story I've ever read tells you to chase your dreams no matter what. That's a noble thing to do, right? And this is my dream. From as far back as I can remember, my wildest dreams were always one of victory. Sure, I have a job, I pay my taxes, I have friends, usually online. I head out of town to visit my extended family almost every holiday season. I added that just because, like, in the U.S., your taxes don't really help you. I mean, technically they do, but like, you know, like, I just want healthcare. But none of that moves me. Really gets me out of bed, moves me. No, my dream moves me. And that dream was to keep on being a winner forever. No, oh no, you don't want to be that. Oh, well, I mean, maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe you're figuring it out. And isn't that enough? Isn't it a good thing to be the very best, like no one ever was? I mean, but like even Ash Ketchum struggled. He had struggles, he had failures, and you know, he had to learn a lot himself too. Who am I? Who do I really want to be? Oh, you really can. Oh. Oh, I wish I saved. This is crazy. You can actually... I mean, I guess they wouldn't just put that in there for nothing. Oh, wow. so you can just not have Iris be a part of this. I've grown so attached. And I'm not gonna lie, well, I don't want to say grown attached. I guess it's just because I played the first game, and I'm just like, it feels wrong to not play it with Iris, but also Iris did bring up a very good point that I side and agree with. I think this is a more interesting deep dive. This could be an insane dive, but I think this is the better deep dive. No helping it, she's right. I hadn't really seen things from that perspective before, but she's definitely right. And I think it would be more interesting to see Rosa grow as a character rather than just be like, yo, I am like, I gotta win. That's the sickening feeling whenever I lose, whenever I'm a loser. Winning feels better, feels right. Without it, I feel miserable. Like I'm miserable. A miserable, pathetic little nothing. And I'm not so far gone as to think that's a healthy way to live. If Iris thinks this new path can help me, so be it. I owe it to myself to at least try. I tap Iris's icon, not to uninstall, but to activate. Okay. Let's say okay. It feels weird not thirsty for glory, but I'm willing to hold it back a bit. See what your path has in store for me, okay? Thank you. Thank you for trusting me. And for what it's worth, I think you can still try out for the Pro Tour, if that's what you want. But be aware of why you want that victory too. If you can find a way to achieve your dream in an emotionally healthy manner, well, that'd be great. And with Team GCF in your corner, I calculate you can do just that. Team GCF needs Rosa, and Rosa needs Team GCF. With a deep sigh, I try to push most of this aside, and focus on the here and now. You can keep calling me Lunazul, it's my self-chosen name. Well, Lunazul, I think I've given you enough food for thought. Now I should let you chew on this for a bit. Iris offline. So I'm not totally sure of what to make of this. If my dream is one of victory, but victory is unhealthy, well, what do I do now? What now? But as I'm pondering exactly what shape my new dream should take, I hear a voice behind me. Hey, you got a minute to talk? Oh, hey, sorry, was just talking to Iris about some stuff. Wow, must have been some pretty intense stuff. You look kind of shook up. Are you okay? I'll be fine, I think. I hope your daughter's something of a... I hope... I see now. I understand why I'm reading that wrong. I'll be fine, I think. I hope. Your daughter's something of a... Something, that's for certain. Yeah, she is. Okay, so I was talking with the others just now, and I think we got off on the wrong foot. In terms of gaming, I mean. You came here hoping to play some FOD2, and we were all wrapped up in our own little things. It's not fair to just shrug you off like that. Grace, it's fine. No, at the very least, I think we should play some of your favorite game. It's only fair. Come back in and we'll have some fun, okay? My head's still reeling from Iris upending, oh, I don't know, just every preconceived notion I had about myself, but I won't deny FOD2 helps me clear my head and focus. Okay, be there in a minute.
Thanks a bunch.
Great, see you inside. It feels strange. Agreeing to play the game that slam dunked me right into this mess. But if I'm not going to just walk away from all this, away from gaming in general, I owe it to myself to keep moving forward, if only to see what will happen. Iris didn't tell me to stop playing, so until I can figure out my answers, I guess I'll keep playing. And honestly, I think distracting myself with a little FOD2 would be nice right about now, win or lose. So with a shrug, I walk into good clean fun, headed for the arcade. Is that chapter 1? It is not chapter 1. We'll save here, and I will see you guys in the next episode for the next episode of Arcade Spirits and New Challengers. Wow, awkward ending. Gotta love that. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see some more content over here on the channel, and I appreciate you being here. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, and good night.